Thanks, Jamie. That was entertaining, if nothing else, I'll tell you.
But here.
Our second speaker, we're kind of shifting things a bit. Wanda has arrived, but we're going to let her catch her breath because traffic was really horrific from way out where she was coming from. And we're going to have our third speaker speak right now. And this is Carrie Brousseau of Source Rehab, and she's going to speak on treatment management. And let me just tell you a little bit about Carrie. She is a senior rehabilitation consultant and founder at Source Rehab. She's worked as a hospital RN, accident benefits representative, and a SABS coordinator for senior plaintiffs counsel. Based on her 18 years of industry experience, she has now fostered a senior rehabilitation team ensuring extensive experience and knowledge. What she's going to be talking about specifically is treatment management, the use of the occupational therapist as a case manager in non-catastrophic serious claims, as well as managing rehab facility treatment plans and requests for assessments, which, as we know, has been quite a problem as of late, and protecting the client's limited medical and rehabilitation funding. So please welcome Carrie.
I don't have a really cute story like Jamie, so I'm just going to dive into the question posed to me, and using occupational therapy therapists to act as case managers, and that's in serious injury claims. And you know it's serious when it's serious. I mean, we're not talking about the MIGs, and you know they're usually in hospital. There's going to be a complicated discharge. And again, Renee mentioned it earlier, and it's being quite creative. And what we've been doing, we're hoping that our involvement comes even earlier than it happens now, because the services in the hospital and people being sent home, they're very compromised, and once they're out of the hospital, they don't know where to go. CCAC is almost gone, so they're at a real loss. And I don't know if any of you have been involved in a serious accident or, you know, personally had some type of trauma. You literally are lost, even if you have experience, right? You're taken out of your normal day and bang, it's upside down. So what we've been doing is getting in earlier and promoting that in the hospitals. So they do seem to be more responsive to that because they see the severity. They don't have the tools to get these individuals home safely with the proper equipment, and they're overwhelmed within the hospital setting, taking care of how many other patients they have. So it has been working, and we've been submitting treatment plans, but being really, we're calling it medical management in some contexts, which the insurers are responding to well. We block it cleanly. You know, it might be over a 4-week span, and then we're out. They're also agreeing to just a rehab case manager, and it's a lower hourly rate. I hope I'm not offending any OTs, but at times when we're trying to watch this funding, the insurer have been responding well to just that medical management model. The phone call really helps. I mean, having that relationship, just letting them know, providing some true medical documentation. If they're admitted to hospital and you have some fractures and, you know, they're quite severe, the insurers are responding. The medical staff are quite willing, at least from our experience, to provide you the emerge record, some basic medicals, maybe it's some, you know, a CT scan or x-ray results. But it does depend on the insurer, and you're not going to be successful every time, and it is very frustrating. It must be terribly frustrating for the legal representative who really, that's not their expertise, is, you know, conducting discharge planning. So, you know, you have now these clients that are really at a loss. Yeah, so when you're using the occupational therapist, if we can get them in soon, you're getting that home accessibility and safety assessment. They can prescribe the equipment, organize the delivery, so they are providing that case management duty by ensuring everything's there. And if they recognize, say it was a psychological impairment, you know, they can still make that call that you may want to see a psychologist, or, you know, and make that referral. So it is working that way as well. So they're learning how to, yeah, not that they're learning, but they're, you know, adjusting and being creative as well. With the second question, managing rehab facilities and trying to keep these treatment plans and assessments under control. You all know who they are. They're not going to be able to last too much longer, hopefully. But what we have been doing, we know who they are. We see them come on. Unfortunately, they may be in an influential position. You want to jump in?
I have no influence.
Oh. Yeah, thanks.
No problem.
So anyways, we'll speak to the legal counsel, we'll speak to the client. Sometimes the client really likes this provider, so that's a bit tough, but we'll actually call the insurer and say, this is coming, and we're seeing ridiculous treatment plans, as are you, and the 50,000 limit is going to be gone in under 6 months if we continue at this rate. So it's catching it really quickly, but what we will say if we have the legal buy-in, contact the insurer and say, you know what, this is coming, partially approve it so you don't look like you're dealing with a bad faith issue, approve it for 5 days or a week so it allows you to get some time, tell them you're not going to dispute it, right? So that partial approval, boxing it, gives you that little bit of time to scramble and get what you need and sort of have the time to speak with your client and explain, if we continue this, you're not going to have any money left. So that's been very, very successful. And of course, insurers are very willing to cooperate when you're going to withdraw a plan even. So if you may even want to withdraw it and change treatment providers. I'm not sure if, I think in Toronto you don't have a difficult time finding providers. But when you get into some remote areas, say the Bruce Grey Peninsula, like down in these areas, Sudbury, we have limited providers, so they're the only game in town, so that makes it really complicated as well. So I think if you can just box it like that, but you need the insurer's buy-in, you need the legal buy-in, and you need that client to just nip it in the butt right away, because otherwise I'm seeing treatment plans, you know, one of them was over, I think it was like 8 or 10 weeks, it was $20,000. It was just ludicrous. So I think that'll work for you.